I heard your prayers, and I'm here to answer them with 33 fact or fiction questions. Do you remember the deal? Here's the deal. I present to you a statement, and you tell me, floontz, that's a fact, or no, floontz, that's fiction. And then I'll tell you if you're correct or not. As always, I am rooting for you. I know how hard it is to pull a fast one and to fool you. I try every time, and this time is no different. I am back, of course, with the hand clocks, the between each statement. That's how you know one statement has ended and another is beginning. It's so good to see you, by the way. Have I mentioned that? You look so dazzling. Alright. Anyway, here's our first one for you, my gorgeous subscriber. And our first fact or fiction is tigers. They have striped skin. Not just fur. They have striped skin. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Have you given a tiger a full body shave lately? Oh, it's on your bucket list too. No way. We have more in common than I thought. Alright, so striped skin. Tigers. Fact? Fiction? What do you think? Is that a fact? It is a fact. And if you haven't looked this up, I encourage you to, because I fell into a long stint of being blown away by the beauty of tigers. Chainsaws were invented for childbirth. Tell me now, is that a fact? Chainsaws, yeah. The tool that's now featured in horror films. Would that make sense? Is that a fact? It is, in fact, a fact. Chainsaws were invented for childbirth. This was to speed up the widening of the cartilage. And they were later mechanized for wood chopping at the start of the 20th century. Giving birth sounds really pleasurable. Next, you can eat the labels on fruit. The stickers with the numerical codes. You can chomp, eat them. They are edible. Those stickers are edible. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Craving a little 4048. Maybe a little 4011. 4048 might be kind of too tangy for me. What do you think? Are those stickers edible? What do you think? It is a fact. You can eat the stickers. They have to be FDA approved to get slapped on the produce. They have no nutritional value, so if you want to eat them for main courses, you're going to need to take a vitamin supplement. If you put 2 grapes in the microwave, you'll create a fireball. Is this a fact or is it fiction? Don't go try it to see. Just tell me right now. Fact. Fiction. 2. 1 microwave. Fireball. Fact or fiction? I mean, it sounds thrilling, doesn't it? A fireball, plasma, real plasma. What do you think? Fact or fiction? single grape is just the right size, that the electromagnetic waves get trapped within the fruit, bouncing back and forth. But if two grapes sit next to each other, that hot spot forms where the grapes touch, and salts within the grape's skin are ionized and released, producing a plasma flare. Remember, don't try this at home. Despite how excited I look, don't try it at home. Flamingos. Flamingos don't bend their knees. Is this a fact? Flamingos do not bend their knees. Is this a fact? What do you think? Are you ready for the answer? It is a fact. What we think of when we see a flamingo bending its knee is actually its ankle. That's what we're looking at, not its knee, its ankle. What? Next, cracking your knuckles. Got one. Gives you arthritis. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? I was just watching a montage of all the times I've cracked my knuckles, so fact or fiction? Fact or fiction, it causes arthritis. How often are you cracking those knucks? Luckily, it is fiction. Cracking your knuckles will not give you arthritis. The cracking or popping, that sound that you just heard, is the sound of nitrogen bubbles bursting in your synovial fluid. Synovial fluid. Synovial fluid. Synovial fluid is the fluid found in the cavities of your joints. It provides lubrication. Synovial fluid. Pigs cannot look up at the sky. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Little piggies, the little piggies, little piggies. They can't look up at the sky. Poor babe. Poor Wilbur. They cannot see the night sky. They can't watch a shooting star or spot and meet the planets or Nibiru. What do you think, fact or fiction? It is a fact. Those poor pigs. The anatomy of their neck muscles and spine prevents them from looking up. Poor piggies. Ignorance is bliss, I guess, though, right? They're saved from the existential crisis. Sweden has more saunas than cars. Yes, saunas. The small heated room you sweat in to relax. Sweden has more saunas, more of those little rooms, than cars. Is that a fact, or is that fiction? Think of their pores. Think of the Swedes' pores. They must be so clear. They must be toxin-free. The Swedes, their complexions, they do have really great skin, don't they? What do you think? Fact? Fiction? Fact? Fiction? It is fiction. It's not Sweden. It is Finland that has more saunas than cars. Finland has 3.3 million saunas and 5 million people. And it consistently ranks as one of the happiest countries in the world. So all you really have to do is sweat it out if you on the suffering and starvation in her kingdom. Marie Antoinette replied, "Let them eat cake." Is that a fact or fiction? Marie Antoinette said, "Let them eat cake." What do you think? Fact, fiction? Marie Antoinette, just let them eat cake. That'll fill their stomachs right up. It is fiction. There is actually no historical evidence that Marie Antoinette ever said, "Let them eat cake." And not only that, but within this whole muddled debate over who said what, which it was never Marie Antoinette at all, actually. But if someone were to have said at some point, "Let them eat cake," the belief is that the translation is also incorrect, and it was more along the lines of a type of bread, and not actually cake. So, what a fun and warped, twisted game of telephone that turned out to be. Everything I've ever learned, I'm realizing, is a lie. So that's cool. But here's our next one. Each king in a deck of playing cards represents a great king from history. Is that a fact or fiction? Each of those kings in your playing cards, they're symbolic of a great king in history. What do you think? Could that be a fact? If so, do you think the kings are happy with their suits? It is a fact. Each king in a deck of playing cards represents a great king from history. So, let's run through the suits, won't you? Clubs are Alexander the Great. Spades are King David. Diamonds are Julius Caesar. And hearts are Charlemagne. All human embryos start as male. Is that a fact? Do all human embryos really start as male? Is that why the patriarchy? Is that why? What do you think? Are we all males at heart? Are we all males at heart? At our core? In our first month? Are we all males? It is fiction. All human embryos actually start as female. It isn't until the second month of pregnancy that androgens, such as testosterone, begin to balance out maternal estrogens. So, we're all ladies. Next, Saint Lucia is the only sovereign country in the world, that's named after a woman. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Saint Lucia in the Caribbean. Only country named after a woman. Think of all the countries. Only one of them named after a woman. The rest. It is a fact. Ireland is the only other country named after a female, so in total there are only 2 named after females, but Ireland is technically named after a goddess and not a mere woman. Before Americans had toilet paper, They used corn husks. Before Americans had toilet paper, they used corn husks. I guess it's softer than bark. But is that a fact or fiction? Surely they had Charmin Ultra back then, right? Do you have your answer? It is a fact. Yep. Apparently, though, the husks were soft and the grooves were actually fabulous for taking care of business. George Washington had wooden teeth. Is that a fact or fiction? Were George Washington's chompas wooden? Were they made of wood? What do you think, George Washington? Wood teeth. Wooden teeth. It is fiction. Yeah, I know. I thought they were wooden. That's what I was taught in school, I feel like. But his teeth were actually made of a combination of ivory teeth and actual human teeth. I cannot think about that for too long or I will get freaked out. John Quincy Adams, since we're on our presidential kick. John Quincy Adams once had a pet alligator. Is that a fact or fiction? An alligator. How do you even care for a pet alligator, you ask? I don't know. Do you take it for walks? I don't know. Do you cuddle up to it at night? Probably not. It is fiction. Apparently, it's a legend that the alligator was gifted to him from a French general and it lived in one of the bathrooms at the White House. Interesting legend. Eating garlic is a mosquito repellent. Can you eat garlic to repel mosquitoes? Are you gonna stock up on those garlic cloves? Garlic. Natural mosquito repellent. No garlic. You got a problem. Is it a natural mosquito repellent? That indeed. It is fiction. There's no evidence that eating garlic will prevent mosquitoes, but if you do squeeze some garlic juice on your skin, it will repel mosquitoes for up to 40 minutes. Although it might repel everyone else too, so tread with caution on that one. Garlic juice. Next up, dolphins sleep with one eye open. Dolphins sleep with one eye open. Is that a fact? Or is it a fiction? One eye open with dolphins. It is a fact. Dolphins sleep with one eye open because only one of their brain hemispheres sleeps at a time. This is called unihemispheric sleep. The left eye closes when the right half of the brain sleeps, and vice versa. This lets the dolphins stay alert to potential threats while they're sleeping. Gonna sleep with one eye open tonight. There is a species of jellyfish that is immortal. You heard me. A species of jellyfish that is immortal. The jellyfish and the sorcerer's stone. What do you think? Is it jellyfish out there that keep survive anything? The vitamins that are not. What do you think? It is a fact. It is called the Turritopsis dorni. Turritopsis dorni. Turritopsis dorni. If I'm saying that right. Turritopsis dorni. And it can hit the reset button and revert its cells back to an earlier stage in its life cycle if it's injured, or threatened. I feel like this would be of great interest to plastic surgeons to figure out. Chameleons change colors to blend in with their surroundings. Is that a fact, or is that fiction? It is a fiction. Chameleons change color to regulate their body heat, react to their mood like little mood rings, and communicate to other chameleons. Humans are the only animals on Earth with chins. Is that a fact or fiction? Humans, only animals on the Earth with a chin. Are humans really the only animal on Earth with a chin? What in the world? It is a fact, and no one knows why that even is. Some theories suggest that it has to do with the evolution of chewing, but it remains a puzzling aspect of human evolution. Maybe we just haven't figured out what our chin is for yet. If you have a creative idea for what the chin is for, or where it came from, aliens, please comment it. Haagen-Dazs has no meaning in any language. The ice cream brand, Haagen-Dazs, is meaningless. What do you think? Is it a fact? Or is it fiction? Haagen-Dazs has no meaning in any language. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Does Haagen-Dazs completely void, vacuous, meaningless, empty inside? It is a fact. It was meant to sound European, and it was started by a Polish immigrant in New York who sold fruit and ice cream from a horse-drawn cart. In case you wanted to know, the man behind the DOS. Fruit Loops. Are all the same flavor. Have you had any Fruit Loops before? Are they all the same flavor? Because you know there are different colors in there, right? So, do they all taste the same? Or do they have different flavors? It is a fact. They are all the fruit. That's F-R-O-O-D. They're all the fruit flavor, meaning a blend of fruit flavors, aka chemicals, that include orange, lemon, lime, apple, cherry, raspberry, and blueberry, all wrapped up into one natural flavor. Cost effective, I'm sure. A watermelon is considered a berry. A watermelon. Considered a berry. Is that a fact? Or is that fictitious? Watermelon, part of the berry family. Watermelon, part of the berry family. It is. Do you have your answer? Good. It is a fact. And raspberries, strawberries, and blackberries aren't even true berries. I guess that could have been another fact or fiction question, but I'm just slipping it in there for you. Yeah, according to science, a berry is a plant with 3 distinct layers: an outer skin, a fleshy middle, and internally contained seeds. Outer skin, fleshy middle, internally contained seeds. Am I a berry? I have eggs. I have seeds. So, bananas, grapes, and eggplants are also technically berries. Science. Puff the Magic Dragon is a song about marijuana. Mary Jane smoking ganja. How do we do that? Is that a fact or is that fiction? Puff the Magic Dragon was written about the reefer. Fact, fiction, fact, fiction. If you haven't heard it, you should go listen to it because it's a good time. What do you think? It is. Are you ready? It is fiction. Leonard Lipton, the co-writer, says that the song is actually about a loss of innocence and having to face an adult world. So it is not about smoking weed, it's about losing your innocence. Drinking alcohol increases your body temperature. Every time you do a shot, every time you take an alcoholic beverage, your body temperature is increasing. I look like I'm hitchhiking now. Is that a fact or is it a fiction? Your body temperature increases when you take alcohol. It is fiction. It actually lowers your core body temperature. The hated feeling is from the blood vessels just below your skin opening up wider so that more blood and heat flows into them, which also means important organs aren't working as hard as they normally do. If you want to get technical, we just got technical, so the more you know. The earth isn't round. The earth is not round. Don't cancel me, don't come at me. It's just, is it a fact? Or is it fiction? What do you think? I feel like this is going to spark a heated debate, but that's not the intent. I just work here. Okay? It is a fact. But hold your horses. I'm not saying it's flat, but it's not round. It's an oblate spheroid. An oblate spheroid because of the bulge at the equator and the flattened poles. It is an oblate spheroid. So it's not flat and it's not round. It's an oblate spheroid. We all win here, okay? Alright. Sides. The sun is yellow. The sun is yellow. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? The sun that we see, that you see, that I see, with our eyes, is yellow. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Is the sun we're seeing yellow? Is it? Is it yellow? I thought we weren't supposed to look at it or we would go blind. It is, if you do look at it, fiction. The sun is actually white in color because it emits all the colors of the visible light spectrum. And when combined, this appears as white to our eyes. However, due to the scattering of light in Earth's atmosphere, we typically perceive it as yellow. So there you have it. Not yellow, just seems yellow. If you're shot by a sniper, you'll be dead before you hear the gun. You're never gonna get shot by a sniper, please don't worry. But hypothetically, if it were to happen, you wouldn't hear it. Fact or fiction? This is a fact. A bullet fired from a rifle travels faster than the speed of sound. I did a very accurate demonstration It's safe to eat food you drop. If, only if, you pick it up within 5 seconds. The 5-second rule applies. It is safe to eat food you drop. If you pick it up within 5 seconds, the 5-second rule does apply, and you will be safe, secure, healthy, happy. What do you think? Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? This is fiction. Within seconds to milliseconds, substantial amounts of bacteria swarm the Bastille, so I'm still gonna eat it. I don't care if it's been on the floor for 3 years, as long as it's not moldy or rotten or stale. I still think it's fair game. What's a little bacteria? Polar bears, they aren't white. They're just glowing. Polar bears aren't white. They're glowing. They're glow bears, basically. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Is that a fact? Are polar bears white, or are they just glowing? It is a fact. Their skin is black, and the hairs in their fur are hollow and clear. They just look white because light hits their fur and gets trapped in the hollow part of their hair, which causes luminescence. And the salt particles also stick to the bear fur and scatter light. It's so beautiful to me. That one and the chin. Fact or fiction are my favorite ones. Not to say that the rest aren't great. Don't go anywhere. They're amazing. I got you. I see you. These are good too. Sesame seeds were once worth more than gold. Is that a fact? Or is that a fiction? Or sesame seeds, the little things on the top of some of the bagels, did those used to be worth more than gold? Did they? What do you think? What do you think, little sesame seeds? It is a fact. In the Middle Ages, sesame seeds were valued so much that they cost more than their weight in gold. And many civilizations thought they held spiritual or magical properties that brought luck or fortune. The fastest object ever made by man was a manhole cover. The fastest object ever made by man was a manhole cover. Yeah, the manhole cover. The fastest object ever made by man. What do you think? Is it a fact? Or is it fiction? It is a fact. An underground nuclear bomb test launched it at an estimated 125,000 miles per hour. Can you imagine running that fast? That'd be pretty neat. Toads cause warts. Toads cause warts. Yes, toads. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Toads give you warts. What do you think? Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Do toads be giving us warts? Are they the cause of warts? Wart. All those friends with warts just rubbing their hands on toads. Just can't keep their hands to themselves. It is. It's fiction. Humans catch warts from other humans, which is disgusting. Fact or fiction? You could purchase insurance against going to hell. That's right, HE double hockey sticks in the 1700s. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? You could purchase insurance against going downstairs to hell in the 1700s. What do you think? Fact or fiction? Purchase insurance against going to hell. What do you think? I wonder how much that was. It is a fact. You could purchase insurance against going to hell in the 1700s. It is a fact. A fact. are afraid of the color yellow. Mice are afraid of the color yellow. Is that a fact? Fact. Or is it fiction? Mice are afraid of the color yellow. They're scared of it. It frightens them. Fact. It is fiction. Mice are not afraid of the color yellow. They're not afraid of the color yellow. They're more sensitive to light and sound than they are to colors. There are some animals that are afraid of yellow and red though, but the mouse and the mice and the meese are not the creatures to be scared of yellow. Next up. Nutmeg is extremely poisonous if injected intravenously. Nutmeg. So poisonous. Extremely, dare I say, if injected intravenously. Is that a fact or fiction? Nutmeg. Poisonous. Extremely. Injected intravenously. Who's doing that? Who's injecting nutmeg into their veins? Who's doing that? It is. Are you ready? It is a fact. It is poisonous if injected intravenously. Do not try that at home. Next up. When wombats poop. When wombats poop, it is cube-shaped. They poop cubes. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Are cubes coming out of there? Or not? Are there cubes coming out of their douches? Fact or fiction? It is. It is a fact. It is a fact. Wombats do poop cubes. And it has been hypothesized or speculated that they do so to mark their territory. But it is still unknown for sure. I'm wondering why we don't poop cubes. I wish that was some sort of customization or upgrade. I'd like to poop cubes now. Next up, in 1993, the United States spent $500,000 on pickle research. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? In 1993, the United States spent $500,000 on pickle research. Pickle. Is that a fact or fiction? $500K for the pickle. It is fiction. The United States did not spend $500,000 on pickle research. It spent $277,000 on pickle research. Why exactly? It appears they were trying to figure out a way to make a pickle with a lower salt content. That was their motive. A lower salt content pickle. It's a lot of money for pickles. Or is it? Maybe it's not even that much. Alright. Next up. Fact or fiction. Any free-moving liquid in space forms a sphere because of surface tension. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Any free-moving liquid in space is forming a sphere. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. space together. Yeah, let's go be astronauts. We could do it. Next up, there are no clocks in Las Vegas casinos. Is that a fact, or is it fiction? There are no clocks in Las Vegas casinos. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? No clocks in Las Vegas casinos. Fact, fiction. It is a fact. There are no clocks in Las Vegas casinos. They think this assists in keeping people gambling for longer. Did you know that one? That one's pretty well known. If you've been to Vegas, I think that's the first time I found out. Next we have the shortest war in history was between Serbia and Bulgaria, and it lasted for 15 days. The shortest war, 15 days, between Serbia and Bulgaria. Is that a fact, or is it fiction? The shortest war, Serbia, Bulgaria. Shortest ever war, Serbia and Bulgaria. Serbia, only 15 days. It is fiction. The shortest war was the British Zanzibar War, which took place in 1896 and lasted for only 38 minutes. 38 minutes. That is a short war. Wow. Next up. The saguaro cactus will not grow branches for 50 years. That's a long growth period if that's true. Saguaro cactus. It is a fact. It is a fact. And sometimes it even takes them 75 to 100 years to grow. Next up, polar bears are left-handed. Polar bears are left-handed. Is that a fact, or is it fiction? Polar bears are left-handed creatures. They're always left-handed to do anything. Are polar bears left-handed? It is fiction. Polar bears are ambidextrous. They use both hands. They don't favor one hand over the other hand. Whoever said they were left-handed, I don't know. They were mistaken. Next up. Mercury is the only metal, the only one, that is liquid at room temperature. Is that a fact, or is that fiction? Mercury is the only metal. Mercury. It is a fact. Mercury is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature. Next, we have Pope Adrian IV died from choking on a fly in his wine. Yes, you heard me right. Pope Adrian IV died by choking on a fly in his wine. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Pope Adrian. Rest in peace, brother. Died by choking on a fly. Just like the old lady in that tale. Perhaps she'll die. Is that a fact? It is a fact. Pope Adrian IV did perish because he choked on the fly in his wine. What a way to go out. Next up, you can't touch your toes after eating. You cannot touch your toes after eating. Is that a fact? Or is it fiction? Is that a fact or fiction? You cannot touch your toes after eating. Fact or fiction? Have you tried? Have you tried to touch your toes after eating? It is fiction. Digestion does not impede your ability to touch your toes. Although maybe sometimes you are stuffed, but it does not restrict anything. Next. There are more trees on this earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. Is that a fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? More trees on this earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. Fact or fiction? More trees on this earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. Fact or fiction? More trees here than stars. More trees than stars. It is a fact. There are more trees on this earth than there are stars in the Milky Way. I was surprised by that one. Next. If you touch a baby bird, the mother will reject it. If you touch a baby bird, the mother will reject it. Is that a fact or is it fiction? You touch a baby bird, if you put your fingers all over that baby bird, the mother will say no thank you, I do not own you. Fact or fiction? Don't come near me. You are not my birdie. It is fiction. Most birds do not have a strong sense of scent, so they will not reject their chicks based on scent. That's something I feel like I always grew up being told, not to touch any animals because the mother will then reject them. But I guess I've been lied to. Have you been lied to? I hope not. You can go rub your palms and fingers all over any bird that you like now. Next up. If humans chewed long enough, they could digest wood. If humans just chewed long enough, they can digest wood. Fact or fiction? It is fiction. The stomach acid will not break down wood. Stomach acid does not break down wood. The next fact or pick is honey never spoils. Honey never spoils. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Honey never spoils. Never spoils. Fact. It is a fact. Honey never spoils. In fact, they found honey that was over 3,000 years old in ancient Egyptian tombs. And the honey was still edible. 3,000-year-old Egyptian honey. Next up. A full moon always rises at sunset. Is that a fact or always rises at sunset. Next. Human blood is always blue inside the body. Human blood is always blue inside the body. Human blood, always blue inside the body. Human blood, always blue inside the body. Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Human blood, always blue inside the body. Is it blue inside me? Is it blue? It is. Fiction. Blood is always red. The blue hue comes from how your eyes absorb and see the color. The blue hue. It's always red. Wild. Something I also feel like I was taught to believe that it's blue. Next up, snow angels began with medieval Jewish mystics who would roll in the snow to purge themselves of evil urges. Is that a fact? Or is that a fiction? Snow angels began with medieval Jewish mystics who rolled in that snow. Rolled in that snow to purge of evil urges. It is a fact. That is how snow angels originated. Made me wonder if cold plunges had the same effect or a similar effect. Get back to me on that one. Next up. Tug of war. Used to be an Olympic sport. Tug of war used to be an Olympic sport. Is that fact or fiction? Tug of war used to be an Olympic sport. Tug of war, Olympic sport. Was it an Olympic sport? Was it considered an Olympic sport? It is a fact. Tug of war was, in fact, an Olympic sport from 1900 to 1920. I wonder if there are any remaining Olympian tug-of-warers today. They'd probably be 104, right? They should bring that back. Next up, astronauts can see the wake of large ships from space. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Astronauts are able to see the wake from space. All the way from space. They're seeing those wakes. Can they? It is a fact. When the sun is just right and the lighting conditions are just right, they can view the paths of oil tankers from space. That's the wake that they are seeing, the oil tankers moving through the ocean. Yikes. The Earth, baby, the Earth. snowflakes are heptagonal. All snowflakes are heptagonal. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Fact or fiction? All snowflakes are heptagonal. All unique snowflakes. They are all heptagonal. 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 It is fiction. All snowflakes are actually hexagonal. Next up, the world's largest desert is in the Sahara. The world's largest desert is in the Sahara. Is that a fact? Or is it fiction? The world's largest desert is in the Sahara. Is that a fact or fiction? It is fiction. Antarctica, actually, is the world's largest desert, believe it or not. And that is due to its low precipitation levels. Antarctica. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed Antarctica is the world's largest desert? I wouldn't have. I would have guessed Sahara. Next up, raining frogs is a real phenomenon. Raining frogs is a very real phenomenon. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Fact or fiction? Raining frogs. Is a real phenomenon. Those frogs be falling from the sky. They're everywhere. The raining frogs. It is a fact. When tornadoes or waterspouts pick up amphibians from ponds, they can deposit them over the land, making it rain frogs. Rain and frogs. Next. The first metal to be discovered by man was gold. The first metal to be discovered by man was gold. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? The first metal to be discovered by man was gold. First metal discovered by man was gold. It is fiction. The first metal to be discovered by man was copper. Next up. 2 and 5 are the only prime numbers that end in 2 or 5. 2 and 5 are the only prime numbers that end in 2 and 5. 2 and 5. Is a fact. 2 and 5 are the only prime numbers to end in 2 and 5. Now. The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in a Pringles can. Is that a fact or is that fiction? The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in a Pringles can. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Where in a Pringles can. I was doing a little thinking about this one, and I wondered if it was because that was what brought him his fortune. It was symbolic. It was a sign of gratitude for the idea that was given to him. That's what I surmised. I didn't look further into it. I was just fascinated until moving on to the next fact or fiction question. Fact or fiction? An object can be thrown farther. If it is thrown west, is that a fact or is that fiction? An object can be thrown farther. If it is thrown west, can an object be thrown farther if it's thrown west? Would that make any sense? It is a fact. An object can be thrown farther if it is thrown west because of the Earth's rotation. We're on a spinning rock. Next up, the smallest unit of time is the yoctosecond. The smallest unit of time is the yoctosecond. Is that a fact? Or is it fiction? The smallest unit of time is the yoctosecond. Smallest unit of time is the yoctosecond. It is fiction. The smallest unit of time is the septosecond. The septosecond. Smallest unit of time, septosecond. Next up. Venus rotates clockwise. Venus rotates clockwise. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Venus rotates clockwise. Venus be rotating clockwise. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. It is a fact. Venus does rotate clockwise. Most planets rotate counterclockwise, actually, but Venus does not. Before she became Queen Elizabeth was a mechanic. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Before Queen Elizabeth became queen, she was a mechanic. Became queen, she was a mechanic. Is that a fact or fiction? Before Queen Elizabeth became queen. It is a fact. She was a mechanic before she became queen. That's something I did not know at all. Next up. Dogs see in black and white. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Dogs see in black and white. Fact or fiction? Dogs see in black and white. They're colorblind. Dogs colorblind. Are dogs colorblind? Can they see color? It is fiction. Their color spectrum is less than humans, but it is not limited to black and white. They also see brown, gray, blue, and yellow. They also see brown, gray, blue, and yellow. Next up. A polar bear's skin is black. A polar bear's skin is black. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? It'd be really cool if it was a fact. A fact. A polar bear's skin is black, 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 black. Crazy. So cool. Next up. The ancient Romans used urine as mouthwash. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? The ancient Romans used urine, their pee, as mouthwash. Is that a fact? Urine for mouthwash. Fact or fiction? Yay. It is a fact. Ancient Romans did, in fact, yes, use urine for mouthwash. We have really made progress. Did not know that one at all. Next. The Great Plague of London was caused by rats. The Great Plague of London was caused by rats. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Fact or fiction? The Great Plague of London was caused by rats. It is fiction. The Great Plague was not actually caused by rats. It was caused by the fleas on top of the rats. We're getting very specific here. Caused by fleas, not the rats themselves. Was a little bit tricky there. Next, an office desk has more bacteria than a toilet seat. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? An office desk, more bacteria. Office desk, more bacteria, more bacteria, more bacteria. Yikes. Is that a fact? Yay. It is a fact. An office desk does have more bacteria than a toilet seat. Almost 400 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Gross, gross, gross. Next up. Bubble wrap was originally invented as a type of wallpaper. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? I'm gonna coat my walls in bubble wrap. I feel like I've used this one before. It is a fact. Bubble wrap was originally intended to be a type of wallpaper. So crazy. Imagine. Next. Bananas are naturally radioactive. Bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, are naturally radioactive. Fact, fiction. Banana are naturally radioactive. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. Bananas are naturally radioactive, but their levels are not harmful. Didn't know that one. Next. Of all the animals, the sloth sleeps the most. Of all the animals out there, the sloth is the one that sleeps the most. Is that fact? Or is that fiction? All the animals, the sloth be sleeping the most. Snooze. Is that a fact? Fiction. Sloth be snoozing. It is fiction. It's actually the koala. The koala sleeps the most. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. Is that a fact or is that fiction? A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. What's that? Can't. What does it do this time? What happens when it dries? It is a fact. A crocodile's tongue is fixed to the roof of its mouth. It is fixed to the roof of its mouth. Wild. Next. The first computer mouse was made of wood. The first computer mouse. The first computer mouse was made of wood. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? The first computer mouse was made of wood. Wood is good. Wood. The first computer mouse made of wood. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. The first computer mouse was made out of wood. Next up. You can make a homemade jetpack with duct tape and soda cans. You can make a homemade jetpack with duct tape and soda cans. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Can you make a homemade jetpack with duct tape and soda cans? Can you? Can you make a homemade jetpack with duct tape and soda cans? It is fiction. But you should try it just to see. Can you make a homemade jetpack with soda cans and duct tape? Don't actually try it, okay? Next up. Watermelons can implode if you cover them in rubber bands. Watermelons can implode if you cover them in rubber bands. Watermelon can implode if you cover them in rubber bands. Watermelon can implode. It is a fact. They can implode if you cover them in rubber bands. New bucket list item unlocked. I would be curious to try it. ASMR watermelon implosion. Next up. The human brain is eating itself. Is that a fact or is it fiction? The human brain is eating itself. It is a fact. The human brain is munching on itself, but it is helping preserve the gray matter by doing so. So it's all for good reason. Fact, fiction. During the winter, your fingernails grow faster. Is that a fact or is it fiction? It is a fiction. Actually, during the summer months, they grow faster because they're getting more blood flow from the heat and the warmth. Not the winter, the summer. The next up. A lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. A lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. Imagine how fast your fingernails would grow then. surface of the sun. It is a fact. Indeed, 5 times hotter lightning bolts than the sun's surface. Wow. Next up, limes float, lemons sink. Limes are floating. It is fiction because the opposite is true. Lemons float and the limes sink. Next up, Egypt has more pyramids in Egypt than any other country in the world. Egypt has more pyramids, more of them, than any other country in the whole entire world. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Egypt. More pyramids. It is fiction. Sudan has the most pyramids in the world, with 220, while Egypt only has 138. Next up, apples that you find in the supermarket can be a year old. Apples that you find in the supermarket can be up to a year old. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Apples that you find in the supermarket can be a year old. Fact or fiction? 18-year-old apples. 18-year-old apples. How old are your apples? It is a fact. Apples in the supermarket can be up to a year old. Next, if you smile before a martial arts tournament, you are more likely to lose. If you smile and show those pearly whites before a martial arts tournament, you are more likely to lose. Now, is that a fact or is that fiction? You're just grinning and smiling and having a great old time. You're more likely to lose your martial arts tournament. Is that a fact? Is that a fact if you're smiling? It is a fact. If you smile before that martial arts tournament, you are more likely to lose. Next. The letter X does not appear in any of the U.S. state names. Is that a fact or is that fiction? The U.S. states do not have an X that appears in any of their names. Are you going through the 50 states now? It is fiction. There are 2 states that have X in their name. Those are Texas, and New Mexico. Q is a letter that doesn't appear in any of the state names. Next. Animals can be allergic to humans. Animals can be allergic to humans. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Can animals be allergic to humans just like humans can be allergic to animals? Could that be true? Can animals be allergic? It is a fact. Animals can be allergic to the dead skin cells of humans, also known as dander, just like humans. a mix of over 100 chemicals. The new car smell is a mix of over 100 chemicals. The new car smell is a mix of over 100 chemicals. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? New car smell. 100 chemicals. 100 chemicals in there. You're wearing like 100 chemicals every time you get a new car. Really? Could that be true? Is that a fact? It is fiction. It's not 100 chemicals that you're smelling. It's 200 chemicals. That new car smell is a mix of 200 different chemicals. That's healthy. And finally, laughing came before any language. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Laughing. Laughing came before any language. Is that a fact or fiction? It is a fact. What a lovely fact that is. Ancient Romans wore penis-shaped amulets or charms to ward off evil. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Ancient Romans were rocking penis-shaped amulets to ward off evil. What do you think? Not the evil eye. The penis was warding off the evil. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. They were called fascina, and they were hung in the doorways as well. Fascina, maybe that's the first thing I'll offer in my Shopify store. Would you buy a penis-shaped amulet? Please tell me in the comments below. Depends on the charm, right? Like how cute it was. Alright, enough with the penis talk. Our next fact or fiction statement is an Egyptian pharaoh kept naked slaves covered in honey around him to attract flies away from his body. Yes, an Egyptian pharaoh kept naked slaves covered in honey in order to attract the flies away from his body. Is that a fact? Did an Egyptian pharaoh really devise that plan, or did I completely conjure it in line for a Fenty cold brew? It is a fact. This was done by Egyptian pharaoh Pepi, Pepi, Egyptian pharaoh Pepi II, who used this tactic most to keep flies away from him during meals. Can you imagine being a slave coated in honey at meal times? Would you do it? Would you offer yourself up as a honey slave? I don't think they really had a choice. Our next fact or fiction statement is the Roman doctors recommended the warm blood of fallen gladiators as a remedy for epilepsy. Now, is that a fact or is that fiction? Roman doctors recommended the warm blood of fallen gladiators as a remedy for epilepsy. Fact or fiction? This is a fact. Our next fact or fiction. Some Tibetan monks claimed they could enter an altered state by staring at the sun for hours on end without blinking. Is that a fact or is that fiction? They could enter an altered state by staring at the sun. They're just beaming out. What do you think? It is fiction. Totally made up. Not true. A falsehood. A Chinese king built a lake filled with wine and an island where roasted meats hung from trees for his extravagant feasts. Is that a fact or is that fiction? A lake filled with wine and an island where roasted meats hung from trees. What do you think? It is a fact. It was a wine pool and a meat forest, and it was part of King Sao's pleasure garden. Pleasure garden. Wish you have a pleasure garden. Has anyone ever asked you that question before? Spartans train their youth in shadow dueling, fighting blindfolded to heighten their senses for real battles. Is that a fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Fighting blindfolded, shadow dueling to heighten their senses for real battles. I really like the image that I'm picturing there. Fact or fiction? It is complete fiction. They didn't do that. Fact or fiction? In ancient Egypt, pregnant women would pee on bags of barley and wheat to learn the future sex of their baby. Ancient Egypt, pregnant women peeing on bags of barley and wheat in order to learn the future sex of their baby. What do you think? Was that happening? Is that true? Could it be? Could it be? Who figured that out? If it is true. And it is, in fact, true. Yes, it is a fact. Pregnant women's urine makes seeds germinate faster due to their elevated hormone levels. So, if it was a male baby, the barley sprouted first, and if it was a female baby, the wheat sprouted first. So next time you're pregnant, make sure you get some barley and wheat for your gender reveal. Fact or fiction? In ancient Greece, there was a law requiring all citizens to prove their usefulness by age 40, or they were exiled to an island. Is that a fact or fiction? Ancient Greece. All citizens must prove their usefulness by age 40, and if you weren't useful, you're gone onto an island. Bye. It is fiction. Not true. Didn't happen. Fact or fiction? In early Japan, women were forbidden from laughing in public because it was believed to release their spirit and shorten their lives. Early Japan, if you are a female, Japan, tons and tons of laughter, just women giggling in the streets endlessly, endless giggles. Fact or fiction? Ancient Egyptian doctors used moldy bread to treat infected wounds, unknowingly creating an early form of antibiotics. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Moldy bread. Moldy bread to treat infected wounds. Again, who thought of that? Who thought of these things? Did they just try absolutely everything first to see what worked, or how? It is a fact. They did use moldy bread as an early form of antibiotics. Please don't try this at home. Don't even attempt it. Don't even think about it. Do not use Wonder Bread. Is it a fact? Is it fiction? Babylonians believed the birth of a deformed baby or animal was a sign of doom, and they recorded thousands of such omens. Babylonians believed the birth of a deformed baby or animal was a sign of doom, and they recorded thousands of such omens. Deformed baby, deformed animal, doom and gloom upon the land. Deformity. Doom. What do you think? It is a fact. And one example of this, in case you are curious, is if a woman gives birth and the baby has no ears, there will be distress in the land. Fact or fiction? Genghis Khan once held a festival where he forced enemy kings to compete in a wrestling match, with the losers executed on the spot. Fact or fiction? With the losers executed on the spot. Executed. It is fiction. He didn't do that. Is it a fact or is it fiction? Mayan priests performed ritual bloodletting, piercing their tongues and genitals to induce visions of ancestor spirits. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Ritual bloodletting. Ritual bloodletting, just piercing those parts to induce visions, psychedelic visions. Do you think that's a fact? It is a fact. They did do that. Yep. The Incas implemented a silent month where no one was allowed to speak except for priests. And if they did speak, the penalty was losing their tongues. Silent month, no one could speak except for priests, and those who did speak would lose their tongues. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Off with your tongue, off with your tongue, off with your tongue, off with your tongue. It is fiction. Fiction, fiction, fiction. The Romans believed sneezing 3 times in a row was a sign of impending disaster, and it became law to throw salt immediately over one's shoulder. So if you sneezed 3 times in a row, it was law that you must chuck that salt over your shoulder. Chuck it. Or else there would just be an impending doom. We can't have that. It is fiction. Now, is this one a fact or is it fiction? Spartan warriors were trained from childhood, and weak infants were often left to die if they were deemed unfit for battle. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Spartan warriors trained from childhood, and weak infants were often left to die if they were deemed unfit for battle. It is a fact. Those poor weak infants. Our next fact or fiction statement. Celtic druids thought oak trees could speak during lightning storms and deliver prophecies through the patterns of burned bark. Those trees, those oak trees, were speaking during lightning storms, and they were delivering prophecies through their burned bark. It was like reading tea leaves on burned bark. Burned bark edition. What do you think? Are you ready for the answer? It is fiction. Did I get you? Our next statement. Mayan priests treated fevers by forcing patients to eat live fire ants, claiming the insect's heat would burn out all illness. Is that a fact or fiction? It is fiction. Thank God. God. That would hurt inside. That would hurt. It would just hurt. Egyptians performed curse rituals by writing enemies' names on clay figures and smashing them to symbolically destroy their power. Fact or fiction? They would write the enemies' names on clay figures and smash them to symbolically destroy their power. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. Maybe give it a shot, see what happens. In early Rome, a creditor could legally cut a debtor's body into pieces if he failed to pay. Is that a fact or is that fiction? If someone owed you money, you could legally cut their body into pieces if they didn't pay up. What do you think? Was that allowed? Was that legal? It is a fact. It was legal to do that. You could cut the body into pieces if they didn't pay. Is this one a fact or is it fiction? Hippocrates pioneered dream therapy, believing that treating patients based on their dreams could heal their illnesses. What do you think? Did Hippocrates pioneer dream therapy, believing that treating patients on their dreams would heal their illnesses? It is fiction. It's fiction. Is this a fact or is it fiction? The Babylonians believed yawning without covering your mouth allowed demons to enter your body, leading to instant possession. If you yawned without covering your mouth, the Babylonians believed that allowed demons to enter into your body, which led to instantaneous possession. That's why we cover our mouths now, to protect. Is that a fact or fiction? It is fiction. So you're safe. Cover your mouth, don't cover your mouth. The demons don't enter that way. Is it a fact or is it fiction? In Sparta, unmarried men were publicly humiliated at festivals and forced to parade naked in winter. Were unmarried men publicly humiliated at festivals in Sparta and forced to parade naked in the winter just because they were not married? Is that a fact or is that fiction? Do you think that happened? Did it? It is a fact. Men were expected to marry by age 30 in order to produce new warriors. Next, fact or fiction? A recently discovered Mayan codex contains an unknown calendar system that doesn't match any previously known dates. Is that a fact or fiction? They discovered a codex that doesn't match any previously known dates at all. What the heck? It is. It's fiction. Fact or fiction? Early Roman law gave fathers the power of life and death over their children, including the right to execute them. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Early Roman law gave fathers the power of life and death over their children, including the right to execute them. It is a fact. The fathers were given the power of life and death, so they were able to execute them if they decided to. Next, the Indus Valley script remains undeciphered, with no bilingual texts or direct connections to known languages. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? The Indus Valley script, undeciphered, no bilingual texts or direct connections to known languages. It is a fact. It's still undeciphered and has no connection to known languages. Weird. The Mesoamerican ballgame Bok-to-Bok was often played with war captives, and the losing team was sometimes sacrificed after the match. Fact or fiction? Bok-to-Bok played with war captives, and the losing team was sometimes sacrificed after the match. What were the parameters there? The prerequisites? They just decided, hey, this is a good time to sacrifice. What is that about? What do you think? It is a fact. Bok-to-Bok. Yes, sometimes they would get sacrificed after the match. Fact or fiction? A Persian emperor once ordered all clocks in his palace to run backward because he believed time should obey him. Is that a fact, or is it fiction? All the clocks were ordered to run backward because time should obey him. He's not obeying time. What do you think? Did a Persian emperor do that? It is fiction. Persian emperor did not do that. Fact. Fiction. Egyptian physicians used crushed scorpion as a pain reliever. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Egyptian physicians used crushed scorpion as a pain reliever. Is that a fact or is it fiction? They used crushed scorpion. It is fiction. They didn't do that. Next up, fact or fiction. The Vikings believed that a person who died laughing would go straight to Valhalla, as it was seen as a sign of a fearless spirit. Is that a fact or fiction? If you died laughing, you'd go straight to Valhalla because you had a fearless spirit. It'd be nice to die laughing either way. But it is fiction. Fiction, fiction, fiction. Fact, fiction. The ancient Chinese used fire arrows and explosive bombs centuries before gunpowder weapons became common in Europe. Is that a fact? The ancient Chinese were using fire arrows and explosive bombs centuries before they were ever used in Europe. Could that be true? Could that be true? Could that be true? What do you think? It is a fact. They did use fire arrows and explosive bombs centuries before Europe. Is this a fact or is this fiction? There is an ancient Greek device that functioned as an early analog computer capable of predicting celestial events. Is that true? Is that a fact? Is that a fiction? Ancient Greek device. We're talking ancient, but still functioned as an early analog computer that could predict celestial events. It is a fact, and it is known as the anti-Kythera mechanism. And it contained dozens of interlocking gears that were hand-cut with precision, rivaling 18th century clocks. Nothing even close to its technological sophistication was known again for well over a millennium. How about them apples? What is going on? We don't know so much. Fact or fiction? The Incas used knotted strings for record keeping, but scholars still don't fully understand their meaning. Is that a fact? The Incas used strings for record keeping, but scholars still don't fully understand their meaning. Is that possible? What do you think? What do you think? Fact or fiction? It is a fact. It is known as the quipus, and it is believed to contain a unique writing alternative full of historical messages, but it still remains indecipherable. Pikachu was not the original mascot for Pokémon. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Pikachu, Pikachu, not the original mascot for Pokémon. Fact or fiction?
Pikachu has been the mascot since the launch, but it was originally Clefairy. Clefairy was originally considered but deemed too feminine. Pikachu is much more androgynous, supposedly. Now, is it a fact or is it fiction? Bulbasaur is both a grass and a poison type Pokemon. Is that a fact? Or is that fiction? Bulbasaur, grass, and a poison type Pokemon. What do you think? Bulbasaur, grass, and poison? No. Fact. It is a fact. It's a fact. Is this one a fact or is it fiction? Jigglypuff's singing. Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff can put even other Pokemon to sleep. It is a fact. Jigglypuff singing can even put other Pokemon to sleep. Next. Magikarp's splash attack can deal damage if used enough times. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Can Magikarp's splash attack deal damage? What do you think? Splash attack. It is fiction. Splash never deals damage, no matter how many times it's used. Next, Meowth is the only Pokemon that can learn Payday by leveling up. Meowth is the only Pokemon that can learn Payday by leveling up. Leveling up. Is that a fact or is it fiction? It is a fact. It is a fact. Next we have Lucario. Lucario is both fighting and steel type. Is that a fact or fiction? Lucario is both a fighting and a steel type. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Lucario. It is a fact. Snorlax is known for blocking paths in several games. Snorlax is known for blocking paths in several games. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Snorlax, notorious for blocking paths in several games. Fact. is a fact. It is a fact. Is it a fact or is it fiction? Spin does unique spot patterns mean there are over 4 billion possible spin variations. Spin does unique spot patterns mean there are over 4 billion possible spin variations. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Fiction. 4 billion possible spin variations. Yeah, so that's a lot. There's a lot of variations. But you tell me, is that a fact or is that fiction? Is that a fact or is that fiction? It is a fact. Are you ready for this? The exact number is 4,294,967,296 due to how the spot pattern data is generated. It's so much. It's a large number. Very large number. Very large number. Is this one a fact or is it fiction? In Generation 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, poison type Pokemon could faint outside of battle due to poison damage. In Generation 4, poison type Pokemon could faint outside of battle due to poison damage. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? What do you think? Generation 4, Gen 4. Gen 4. It is fiction. Starting in Generation 4, poisoned Pokemon no longer faint outside of battle. They survive with 1 HP when the poison wears off. Fact or fiction? Weather-based abilities like drought and drizzle can stack if 2 Pokemon with those abilities are on the field simultaneously. Weather-based abilities like drought and drizzle can stack if 2 Pokemon with those abilities are on the field simultaneously. Is that a fact? Can they stack? It is fiction. Only one weather condition can be active at a time. The most recently activated weather ability will always take precedence. The more you know. Fact or fiction? Eevee can evolve into 8 different Pokemon. Eevee can evolve into 8 different Pokemon. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Can Eevee evolve into 8 different Pokemon? Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Can evolve into 8 different Pokemon. What do you think? It is a fact. Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, Sylveon. Is it a fact or is it fiction? Only Arceus can change its type based on the item it holds. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Only Arceus can change its type based on the item that it holds. Fact or fiction? Only Arceus can change its type based on the item that it holds. Is that a fact now? What do you think? It is fiction. Silvally Does hyper beam require a recharge turn after being used? Is that true? Is it not? Is it fact? Is it fiction? Recharge beam. Hyper beam recharge requires. Does it require a recharge turn? It is a fact. It does indeed. It does indeed. Next, fact or fiction. The move Dragon Rage always deals 40 damage. The move Dragon Rage always deals 40 damage. 40 damage, 40 damage. Is that a fact or is that fiction? It is a fact. It does always deal 40 damage. Is it a fact or is it fiction? Ash's Pikachu never evolves in the anime. Does Ash's Pikachu ever evolve in the anime or not? Fact or fiction? Ash's Pikachu never evolves in the anime. Never. It is a fact. It is a fact. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Fiction. Alakazam's brain cells multiply constantly, making it one of the smartest Pokémon. Alakazam's brain cells multiply constantly, making it one of the smartest Pokémon. Is that a fact or is it fiction? Alakazam. It is a fact. Is this a fact? Or is this fiction? No Pokemon can have more than one ability. No Pokemon can have more than one ability. Is that a fact or fiction? No Pokemon can have more than one ability. It is fiction. Many Pokemon can have multiple possible abilities, but only one can be active at a time. So that's kind of a little bit of a trick question, just a little bit. Our next fact or fiction question. In Pokemon Go, shiny Pokemon are always stronger than non-shiny Pokemon. Is that a fact or is that fiction? Pokemon Go. Shiny Pokemon always stronger than non-shiny Pokemon. Is that a fact? Fiction. It is fiction. Shiny Pokemon are purely cosmetic and do not have increased stats. Seems like a pretty profound analogy to me. Our next fact or fiction is Sudowoodo is a grass type Pokemon. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Sudowoodo is a grass type Pokemon. Is Sudowoodo a grass type Pokemon? Is Sudowoodo a It is a work of fiction. Sudowoodo is a rock type Pokemon, not a grass type Pokemon. Rock type. Is this one a fact or is this one fiction? In Generation 1, Dragonite was the only fully evolved dragon type Pokemon. In Generation 1, Dragonite was the only fully evolved dragon type Pokemon. Is that a fact? Is that fiction? Mitch. Fact or fiction? It is a fact. Or fiction. Shedinja is